Special message for everybody in the media and political commentary who keeps calling Donald Trump a populist. When you are a baby girl that is 11 years old, you do not need 30 dolls. President Donald J. Trump, quote, I don't think that a beautiful baby girl that's 11 years old, needs to have 30 dolls. I think they can have 3 dolls or 4 dolls because what we were doing with China was just unbelievable. We had a trade deficit of hundreds of billions of dollars with China. President telling NBC News, quote, I'm just saying they don't need to have 30 dolls. They can have 3. They don't need to have 250 pencils. They can have 5. 3 dolls, 5 pencils. And you'd be grateful if you get that, American child. Donald Trump told reporters on Air Force One yesterday, quote, all I'm saying is that a young lady, a 10-year-old girl, 9-year-old girl, 15-year-old girl, doesn't need 37 dolls. She could be very happy with 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So now that is how many dolls? 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Who gets 5 dolls when some people only get 2 dolls? The president has recently mused publicly that he does not care if the price of cars goes up. He does not care if we have a recession. He does not care if small businesses want relief from the tariffs. He does not care if strollers cost more. He called them, the thing you put the baby in. But there's more to being president than not worrying about the price of cars or causing a recession or even setting important policy on dolls and pencils. At the top of his supposedly populist agenda this week, as of today, President Donald Trump is sicking collection agencies on Americans whose student loans aren't paid up to date. This is a change from the policies of President Biden. The Trump administration, as of today, has sent out the first notices that the Treasury is going to start taking away tax refunds and then siphoning your wages if you do not pay up on student loans. 5 million Americans are in default on their student loans already. Millions more Americans are on the verge of default on their student loans. And now Trump is handing these millions of Americans over to the tender ministrations of collections agencies. You ever had a collections agency come after you? Remind me, please, what populism is. Somehow 3 dolls, 5 pencils, and a pounding on the door from the collection agency is not how I imagined it.